Hello and welcome to Innovate Inspire. I am Morah Tupelo. Today's topic is derived from a voice note that was sent to me by, I would say, a little sister of mine, derived from another mother, concerning godly relationships. Disclaimer, I am not a relationship expert, okay? However, I'm here to just share with you all some instruments and mediums and tools that which I used to be at the place at which I'm at today, which has been content and peaceful, the relationship that which I've been blessed with. Okay, so I hope you can be able to hear the voice note, but here it goes.
Some similarities in everything. Firstly, I find myself attracted to the wrong people. Like I could know that guy is wrong.
You are what you attract.
And it's in how they have the physicality. Oh well, it's good. The handsome and all of those things, but I could put the wrongness in how they are treating me, the inconsistencies.
Do not confirm your standards,
in the communication.
Just to be able to be with a person.
And then I'm one person who's very particular about communication skills.
Standards.
I'm
gotta have standards.
So intentional about all of those things. So I find myself don't know how to communicate. They are nonchalant and all the qualities which just sum up to inconsistency in pursuing me. But it's how I tend to overlook that. I could know that, oh no, they deserve better. You must release this person and
spirit of discernment. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna play because the voice note is a bit long, but I think you'll get the point or the gist of the voice note, I would say. First and foremost, you need to understand that you're two different persons, two different people with two different backgrounds, two different ethnicities perhaps, or two different experiences coming together to create a relationship with which you want established. But the question at hand is, what principles can you apply to your life when looking for a meaningful relationship, which is a godly relationship in this instant? These are the 4 mediums that which I used for myself that actually worked to be able to get me to the place and point at which I'm at in my life currently. Again, to be content, to be peaceful. Not that the relationship is great in the sense that we won't stumble upon difficulties. We're not perfect. There's only been one perfect human being. That celestial being was God, Jesus, right? But the first question that you need to ask yourself is, am I spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, and financially ready for this relationship? Most of the times that I place myself in a relationship, like in the past, I was never ready for that relationship in whatever aspect of, the examples that I've given you at. The second question you need to ask yourself is, why am I getting into this relationship? What is the sole purpose of this relationship? What is the benefit? Whatever relationship you put yourself into, the way I see it is it should lead to fruition and not distraction or to the doom of you, okay? Most of the times, whenever I entered into this relationship, I ended up being broken. Completely broken to the point that I lost motivation. I didn't know who I was. It was just hard to even understand. The third question you need to ask yourself is, what morals, principles do you stand on? The 2 examples I can give you from my life is, number 1, my parents told me to say, never go anywhere underdressed. And at times when I entered into this relationships that I was not ready for, the other partner wasn't so fancying the whole getting dressed up and would go out publicly, is wearing sneakers and wearing heels, and I feel embarrassed at the times because that's not me. I want my partner to look as good as I am, okay? The other standard was going to church. Going to church for me was very important. My faith with God wasn't as grand as it is at the very moment, but I valued going to church. So I expected my partner to go to church with me. The other relationship that I found myself in, I literally had to make a bet with this man to say he would go to church with me once in a month out of the many months of the year. And it didn't make sense for me at that time. I was like, yeah, no, this relationship is not going to work for me at all. Like, I'm sorry. The last question is know, understand, accept, and work on your weakness. My weaknesses at that time, or my weakness at that time, was loneliness. I hated, I despised, I was afraid of being alone. That loneliness was deprived from the fact that a lot of significant people in my life came and left. For the fact that I was born out of wedlock, I didn't have a stable home like mommy and daddy, my mother and my father raising me. I was raised by my aunt, and even though I had father and mother figure in my life, there's that kind of feeling that's just you feel out of place kind of a thing. Excuse me. So for that reason, I hate it, and because the devil knew what my weakness was, he definitely capitalized on it and pried on it. But I'm thankful because it was an experience there were experiences that I learned. But I'm not saying put yourself in relationships for the fact that you become the greatest kisser or out of the experience of it so you can become romantically ready for when your wife comes. There's a consequence to that, because when you're ready to settle down or be in a marriage, you have all this baggage that you're going to come with, and your wife or your husband at that time they're probably going to be like, I'm not ready, I didn't sign up for this. I'm not going to be able to be the one to have to break all those chains at which you've acquired, the soul ties you've created with the people in your past. But all in all, create your own equation of a godly relationship based on your standards, based on your morals and principles, and do not break them for anything. And don't be too pressured in being in a relationship just because social norm says to. Well, again, it's a catch and cruise thing. It's the thing of the time. There's a saying in my language that says, meaning you can't go about admiring these relationships that you see on social media and pressure to be in a relationship because your friends are getting iPhones, getting wigs worth I don't know how much. But get into a relationship because you're ready and God is saying you're ready. And if you get into a relationship, spirit of discernment, by the way, it's very important, ask for it. If you get into a relationship but this relationship is not for you, just leave. Forget whatever it is that's coming with a relationship is not worth it, because it's going to push you into troubles. It's going to push you into breaking yourself into this whole season that you not even supposed to be in to begin with. Be mindful of the type of environment that you find yourself in and the friends that we should keep, because in 1 Corinthians 13 verse 5 says bad company corrupts good character, and in Proverbs, if I'm not mistaken, 27 verse 17 says that iron sharpens iron. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Never forget to always and live it to inspire, but most importantly, come on.